Hi, it's Nash with Alpha Phi. Today we're going to go over a case study of a 1-year-old male's policy for high cash value whole life. If you're enjoying these videos, please take a moment to like and subscribe. I would really appreciate it. All right, so high cash value whole life for kids, is it possible? Yes, absolutely, but there are some things to be aware of. Because they're kids, insurance companies actually will give them basically a middle of the road or kind of low health rating. They call it standard or standard non-smoker. And you can reassess that when they're 18, so that's highly recommended. That'll reduce the insurance expenses a little bit. But until they're 18, they'll get essentially middle of the road rating. They cannot have a death benefit greater than 50% of basically the parent's combined death benefit. It looks weird if they have a really high, life insurance policy from a death benefit standpoint, and the parents have really little ones or none at all. So that just draws some red flags. And then why are these used? They're often used as alternatives to 529s or long-term gifts, because if you start them when they're young, they really grow quite substantially over the kid's life. So it can be a great way to reward them with something later in life, and they don't have to use it just for specific use or anything like that. So that's really nice. Like 529s have obviously restrictions, otherwise there's tax consequences. Also, another way to use it, which I go into more detail in my trust video, but basically legacy trust planning is something that people will combine their trust with whole life policies, specifically high cash value whole life. And what they do is take out policies on each of the heirs of the trust as they're born, as much as they can, and then over the life of the kids, that the cash value but also the death benefit grows very, very substantially. And so the beneficiary is then the trust, and the death benefit goes back to the trust and essentially juices it and funds it for the next generations. It's a safety net to make sure, even if the kids don't exactly manage the trust well or something, there's still plenty left over for it to carry over from generation to generation. So just a few things that kids policies are used for. How are they designed? Exact same way. Or at least that's my recommendation, is standard IBC design, minimum base premium, maximum cash value. There's always two places you can put your money, either buying whole life death benefit or paid up additions, which is going into cash value, compounding every single year, buying you more paid up additional whole life insurance, which gives you a higher death benefit, and of course, and more importantly in a lot of our cases, more cash value. So this design is obviously preferred for maximum cash value and death benefit growth over the long run, as well as maximum flexibility. And then, of course, it's a safe, liquid, tax-free area to position wealth, compounding at 3 to 5% net, and you can take loans against your cash value. So when you're it's a great way to educate and get your kids involved in finance, and also give them a little bit of money to play with and understand, how these things work. The best learning, I feel like, is doing. And then again, tax-free area to position wealth. So I'm going to show a policy actually that I was looking at for my son. And it's called the Mass Mutual High Early Cash Value policy. So that it's kind of indicative in the name, but it has high early cash value. So when we talk, between 80 to 90%, a lot of companies, this is kind of the highest that you'll see. So let's see here, almost 90%, and it could be higher, but the really unique thing about Mass and this product is that this is a $10,000 for 50 years design. And over those 50 years, it maintains a 90-10 split, keeping the base premium really low and the cash dumping into PUAs very high. So not only can you fund a 90-10 split for a very long time, but also you're getting a whole lot of cash value up front. Now, it's, not some magical product. Most companies overcharge you for the death benefit up front. This product actually stretches it out. So if you look at similar products over the long run, this one may not perform as good, right? Because it's prioritizing early cash value kind of over the longer term cash value, but it's still very strong. And 90% back basically in year one, after a couple weeks of funding that you can access, is great in my opinion. So how Mass Mutual works is very, very similar to some of the other videos I've had, but this is that base policy insurance, $1,000, basically 10% of 10,000 is 1,000. It's buying you this whole life death benefit. And then with Mass, there's 2 riders that we attach to add some flexibility to Mass. A lot of people think they're an inflexible company, but if you add LISR and AILR, you can add some flexibility. So LISR is a mix of paid up additions and some term insurance. Again, the term insurance is a cheap way to raise that death benefit, raising that MEC limit, allowing us to put so much money into PUAs without MECing or triggering unfavorable tax consequences. And AILR is a straight cash dump-in. So 1,000 going to base premium, 1,000 plus 8,000 going into PUAs and a little bit of term insurance. So essentially 10,000 total, and you can fund that for 50 years. You can go longer, you can go shorter. Very, very, very nice product. And then if we look here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years of 10,000 is $50,000. In year 5, you have $50,000 and $21, so $50,000 and change, and you've broken even. And then from there, it just starts to take off and grow. So I put it into Excel over here, and this is that cash value and the death benefit. And so you'll see the cumulative outlay column right here. And so after year 5, after we break even right there, you'll see it kind of start to take off. So let's just scroll down here to when this person is 50 years old, the last year of funding. So we've put in 500,000. We have 1.729 million in cash value and 4 million in death benefit. So thinking about that trust planning scenario, let's scroll down here. Very long, healthy life. You'll notice that the cash value is nearing the death benefit amount, but in the 80s, 90s, maybe we'll live even longer if somebody is 1 and get up into the 100s range. But anyways, $10 million or thereabouts for putting in 500,000, just 10,000 a year for over 50 years. So this is how those products can be really strong, compounding, just really taking off over time. And this is why people do those for juicing and funding up trusts. I hope this was helpful. Let me know if you have any questions, and I'll talk to you soon. Thanks. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. Also, you can learn more at alphacrusaders.com at the link at the end of this video.